I've said this before on vlogs, that I do my vlogs. I start them on like Fridays or Saturdays, and they end on the following Thursday. So today, for this vlog, it is Saturday. I'm starting it on a Saturday, and it will run until next Thursday. And then if anything comes up, I vlog it, and if it doesn't, then I don't. But the reason I'm saying that is because somebody had asked me if I would show what we are giving out for Halloween this year, for what is in our Halloween candy bucket. And the reason why I'm not showing it to you,
it's empty,
is because it's empty. We are not. This will be the there's been 2 years. This will be the second year. The second year since we've lived there that we will not be giving out candy. So now in Winchester, that's where we live, is Winchester, they're actually doing their Halloween event, like the city Halloween event, tonight. It's called Halloween Mania, and it's M-A-I-N, yeah, like Main Street, yeah. And so all the businesses down Main Street, they give out candy to kids, and it's absolutely packed. It's a very
busy,
popular event.
Our school's giving out candy too
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They got to set a booth up.
Do they do trunk or treat?
No, they're setting a booth up downtown.
Oh, downtown here?
Yeah. They'll set a booth up in that parking lot, I guess. Like they do during Pioneer Festival.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking you were talking about the Lexington location. You're talking about
in Winchester.
The Winchester location of your school. Okay. So
there'll be more than just local businesses down there. There'll be other people.
There will be other.
I
gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll have a hot chocolate truck, a coffee truck, or whatever.
That'll be nice. Yeah. When they do things like that, it's always really nice.
Bad thing is you get one piece of candy and you stand in line for that piece of candy, or at least that's how it was.
That's how it was years ago.
It may have gotten better, but before it was like kind of ridiculous.
We went one time with Ashley, but they were just really starting out.
So they may have gotten better.
So they probably have changed it. It's probably gotten better. I would hope it's gotten better.
I hope so. Can't get worse.
Because you stood in a really long line to get, and then you'd go up to the business
and get one piece of bazooka bubble gum.
Yeah, one piece, and it's like, this wasn't worth it. So hopefully it has gotten better as far as that goes. But now trick or treat is actually Tuesday, which is the 31st, October 31st. So trick or treat will run from like 5 to 8, and Kevin and I, normally I'll go trick-or-treating with the grandkids, and Kevin will stay home and give out candy. Well, we decided this year, actually I just decided for us, that Kevin would go with us this year, and that there would be nobody at home giving out candy.
Yeah. I mean, well, the last couple of years it's gotten to the point we're the only house on our side of the street, except for the corner house, that gives out candy. Mm-hmm. So nobody comes down to our side of the street. So they would have to, it's either people, I hate for people to cross the street just to come over to us.
Yes.
And they do, and it's dangerous. I don't like it.
It's very dangerous.
So I would rather not give out candy and be safer and actually make sure I'm giving out candy than the chance that people are going to cross the street, or they're going to go by the corner house, get candy, and then happen to see us, turn the corner, and then cross the street. Which does happen, but not very often. So we ended up giving handfuls of candy to people just to get rid of it.
Just to get rid of it, because we would have so much.
I mean, literally handfuls.
I can remember dumping half a bucket into some kids
at the end of the night.
At the end of the night, just to get rid of it.
There you go.
Yeah. So
that's wild.
So
really.
Everything, like if I teased and said, I know during some videos I've said, oh, this is awful, this will be Halloween candy. No, we gave it away. So that's another thing I get asked all the time by anybody new to the channel, and I completely understand why people
can't watch them all.
People would be curious. What do we do with all that extra? Well, if it's something that we really, really like, of course we keep it, and eat it. And ice cream we always keep.
Yeah. Or if we open a bunch of candy, we know there's no way we can eat it all. Even if we love it, we'll usually give it away.
Yeah, so...
We need an FAQ on your blog. Frequently asked questions, and this would be one of those questions. You can just link to them.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And answer that question, since we get it a lot.
We used to, when Andrew and Christina lived in Winchester, we used to give them ice cream occasionally, and we would make sure that we wouldn't like double dip.
Yeah, anytime you see me eating out of the pint nowadays, that's why, because it's just us.
Because it's just us, and so we don't give ice cream away at all. No. We keep the ice cream. But anytime we have, especially individually wrapped candy, or even cookies that have been opened, you know, if we do a blind taste test with Oreos or something like that, well, people will usually, they don't mind eating out of a package because they know you've only gotten one out of there or whatever, a couple, and then you haven't like touched them all or breathed on them all, you know. So most people don't mind that. So we give a lot away. So who do we give it to? Well, we give it to, very rarely do we give anything to Ashley because she's particular, don't you think?
Yeah, and she does. She watches what she eats.
She watches what she eats, yes. And I don't blame her for not wanting a bunch of stuff laying around the house, you know. Although she does keep a candy bowl at her house.
Yeah, but she's got really good control over it. She'll buy a candy bowl and put chocolates and stuff like that, but I eat more of them than she does.
And she doesn't eat them.
Yeah, she doesn't eat them. She just like keeps them for me. Thank you very much.
But we give most of the food to either my sister or Andrew. Andrew has 3 kids, so anytime, it seems like when cereal companies come out with new cereals, they all do it at one time. You'll get like 10 new cereals at one time, and then you won't get any more. And so when people are like, how in the world can you go through all those cereals? Well, he has 3 children, and if they don't like it, he works at a place where there's lots of people, and those people...
He said there's one guy that just loves any cereal.
Yes.
Will eat it all.
Yes, and they greatly appreciate it. And so I love, it pleases me very much when he takes stuff into work, and then I can say, well, what did they think? Or, you know, did they get excited? And I like it when people get excited to try new things, like we like to try new things.
I used to take things to work, but then they got to the point where they wouldn't even eat it. They would just leave it. It would just sit there for a week.
Yeah.
And I would end up going in a week later and just throwing it away because literally there's nobody eating it.
Right. But if I don't see Andrew, so there are some weeks that go by that'll be like 2 weeks at a time that I don't see Andrew. And so sometimes I see my sister more often. And so like my sister was over last night, and I gave her a bag of stuff when she left. She went out the door with a bag of snacks, and she was just as pleased as she could be with that stuff.
And she's got 2 kids with kids, so they all eat on it.
Yes, I don't talk much about Jennifer's family, but Jennifer has, you know, I've told you about my grandkids. I have 3 grandkids. Jennifer has 3 grandkids.
They're very young.
Yeah, very, very young. One of her daughters has 2 boys, and then her other daughter has a girl. And so, so Jennifer, there's a lot of people that will eat on that stuff too. So the stuff does get eaten. It you know, it doesn't go to waste or anything like that. Is this somebody walking on the side of this road? This is really...
They're in the grass, though.
Yeah, but people are coming over in my lane to get around them. I swear he's carrying a painting.
I can't see.
Oh, it says something. It says something on it.
He's probably walking for some cause.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but he's in a dangerous spot.
He is. It's not a road to walk on.
No, it's not.
This is the old highway before they put the interstate in. This was the highway that you drove.
This is...
It's US 60. If you look up US 60, I mean, it goes all over the country.
But you don't want to see bicycles.
No.
You don't want to see people
Technically,
walking.
they're not illegal, but you don't want.
I know.
You still don't want to deal with them.
You just don't want to deal with them because
there is no shoulder.
No, it's just, and it just slows down traffic. I mean, no offense to anybody who cycles, but That's why they created a whole trail in Lexington for doing that. But that is why you're not seeing the Halloween candy, and that is why for the past few years, like we have one of those doorbells that record everything that has a camera.
They used to put videos on.
Yeah, and for the past few years, I have shown the trick-or-treaters that have come to the door. That's why this year you will not see any of that, because we are not giving candy to trick-or-treaters. And it's not to be mean or anything like that. It's just because what Kevin said, it's like we get some, and I know a lot of you all have thought, oh, you all get a ton of kids because we hardly get anybody. But honestly, around our neighborhood, we don't get near as many as they do on like the next street over from us.
For every kid we get, they get 3.
Yes, yeah. The next street over from us is really the most popular street, and it is more safe for them than our street. Our street is really not safe. I don't think. Not to cross.
I know it seems like we get a lot. If you've watched those videos of trick-or-treaters coming to the house, it seems like we're getting a lot, but it's really, ultimately, it's not that many. Probably half of that number come to us. The other half cross the street directly and go across the street. So and they don't come to our house.
Right.
Or they'll go over there, realize there's a house over there that they missed, and we'll recross the street, which that's the way. I don't want them to keep doing that. Because we live on a fairly busy street, so and the idiots do not slow down for anybody.
No, they don't. No.
They don't care.
No.
Oh, it's Halloween, kids are out. I'm going to go twice as fast.
Yeah. Ashley told me that last year, she said I didn't think about it, and she said I made the mistake. I was out past trick-or-treat time, like
driving around.
like she needed to get home, but it was like during like the peak time, like 7 o'clock or something. She said that was a mistake, because it just makes you nervous to drive when all these kids are trick-or-treating. You don't want to hit anybody. You have to be really, really careful, and it's dark, and it just can be really dangerous. So we would rather either be walking with the grandkids or inside the house, doing our own thing.
Yeah. Speaking of trick-or-treating, we heard somebody say that they used to go out, like the kids in the neighborhood would just go out in a gang and walk around by themselves and get trick-or-treat candy. That was something that was never allowed in our neighborhood. My mom always took me. My dad didn't, but Mom always took me trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Or there was a girl next door to us that would take me. I think she took me 1 year, but she was like 10 years older than me. She was like 18 or something when she took me, because she babysat when I was real little. So she would. She took me trick-or-treating 1 year.
Right.
Because Mom was working or something. But it was never allowed to just run around with other kids.
No, that wouldn't have been allowed at all. I mean,
But it's funny, depending on what, I guess, area of the country you live in, if you're, if you're in because we were in pretty much a neighborhood.
We were in a safe area. I would consider where we live safe. Think about it. We're living in the house I was living in as a child.
Yeah, of course you got the busy street.
So, yeah, it's a busy street, but it's still, I don't know. It's just...
Well, I lived in the middle of a suburban neighborhood, and we weren't allowed, I was not allowed to do that.
But my
But you see it on TV. They used to do it on TV all the time back in the 60s or so.
I knew my limits. When I was a kid, I was allowed to go so far. Like, I had a friend who lived down the street, and I was allowed to go to her house. And then up on the other end of the street, there used to be a store. It was called like the Corner Market or something like that. And I was allowed to go to that store, and I was allowed to buy my L8 and blow pop.
I'm surprised they let you cross that street.
They did. Well, there was a light. A crosswalk right there, and it was more common at that time for people to cross there, so you watched more, I think, because that store was there, and people were pulling in and out of that little corner store.
Yeah. And now it's like an insurance company or something.
Yeah, now it's not a store anymore. It hadn't been a store in many, many, many years. But I knew my limits, and that was pretty much. I was still on the same street.
Right.
And then if I was riding my bike, there is an alley that runs pretty much behind our house. I was allowed to only ride my bike around the corner to the alley, turn around and come back, and I was
ride down the alley itself.
No, and I couldn't go all the way up to the corner. Yeah, I was allowed to go basically nowhere on my bike.
Yeah.
But my parents were very cautious, and then I was very cautious. Kevin and I both were with Andrew and Ashley.
I had limits what I could go with my bike when I was young.
Yeah.
When I got older now, I could just ride in. I mean, I rode my bike to junior high, like 7th or 8th grade. I was riding a bicycle to the middle school.
Oh, you would think though, hearing from Andrew,
It was pretty far away.
At that time, Andrew thought we were very strict to only in our old house. It was a big long street.
He used to make fun of us.
He would make fun of us all the time because he was only allowed to go so far on his bike.
No.
Now that he has 3 children, he's worse than we ever were.
Yeah, he's worse.
Yes, both of them. Both of them. They are worse than Kevin and I ever were. So you make fun of them, parents, all you want about being cautious and strict. Yeah, it's really just cautious and caring and loving. You know, I love you enough that I don't want you to get hurt, and I don't want anybody to snatch you. And so, you know, that's just me caring. But now he knows that he didn't have that kind of love for anybody before. Now he loves these 3 little people enough to be like, no, you're not going to go any further than I can see you,
right.
You know? But so anyway, I was going to tell you that, and then I was going to tell you too, if hopefully you watch the Williams-Sonoma videos that have come out. We had gone to Williams-Sonoma. We hadn't gone in a long time, and I told Kevin, I said, let's go in Williams-Sonoma. Williams-Sonoma used to be in the mall, and now it's called Fritz Farm, or anyway, it's called something. The something at Fritz Farm.
The Summit. The Summit at Fritz Farm. It's just a big shopping area, though.
It's a shopping area,
but it's all
it's expensive,
and it's
stuff.
all outside shopping. It's the doors go outside. They're not mall-like.
It's all expensive.
It's all
stuff.
expensive stuff.
So,
Apple Store, Whole Foods, all those people.
Yes, it's all expensive. But we do go over there to go to Whole Foods, and some of Ashley's favorite clothing stores are over there.
Which is not surprising.
I have expensive taste too when it comes to some stuff. So anyway, we went in Williams-Sonoma. We picked out a bunch of stuff. They were so friendly and everything, and I didn't look at the prices on these cookies, and I wanted to explain the situation. If you watch the cookie review we did, I wanted to tell you how it happened, because I went around and I picked up all these circular metal tins of cookies, real small. They only had like 10 cookies in each tin. And so I picked up 5 of those, and then I picked up some jars of like apple butter or pear butter, and picked up some other things. And then we got to the counter, and the total came to $230 something, I think.
Yeah, and Tammy was like, how?
I didn't say anything to the woman because I would have been embarrassed. I would have been, and that's awful, because I will run my mouth a lot, you know, about things. But because it is an upscale store, I don't want them to think lesser of me if I were to say, oh, I can't afford that. So I paid for the stuff, and then when we got home, I didn't know the price of those cookies until we got home, and those cookies were like $32 a tin,
which is ridiculous. No cookie out there is worth that much.
No, absolutely ridiculous.
You got Trump money when you're buying stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah, and I felt really, really, really bad. And I mean, and it's not like we had that kind of money to spend. I mean, period. We just don't. You know, I did it, and it was what it was.
Somebody put a comment on there like, I think it was Techno Squid said, you have to get 1 million views to get your money back on that.
He did.
Which is probably true.
He did, and he's right, because I was saying at the end of that first video, I know, where we did a set of 3, I said, please give us a thumbs up, because, you know, and we'll never make our money back. If you're wondering about that, thinking I get tons and tons of money from YouTube, I think it is a big misconception that YouTubers, all these YouTubers get a lot of money. You have to be a gamer, or
with regular views, like
yeah,
big views.
You have to get tons and tons of views. If you look at the views on my channel, I don't get near as many views as other people do on their videos, and you really need to get consistently like thousands and thousands of views. I just don't get those, so we will absolutely never get our money back that we spent on those. But
but the Patreons paid for 1 can.
That's true, because we have.
You think about it that way.
We have Patreons, and they give us what, $5?
It depends.
Oh, okay.
They pledge different amounts.
Okay, yeah, people pledge different amounts each month, and so yeah, each month we get some money that way. But yeah, they would. Yeah, the Patreon ones would have paid for 1 can of those. But it's a problem with me that I'm embarrassed. I was too embarrassed to say anything, because I told my sister about that, and she said, I'm different. She said, because I would have definitely said something. She said, I would have told them, put that stuff back, and I wouldn't have bought any of it.
No, thank you.
But I felt guilty, because there had been a woman in there helping me. She had been really nice the whole time. And
she was probably like, this woman doesn't realize how much money she's spending.
I would have never had a clue. But let me give you a little hint about Williams-Sonoma that I didn't know either until then. All the stuff has the price on it. So
it's on the barcode tag.
Yes, so you don't have to ask how much stuff is. All you have to do is turn it over or look at the barcode, and it gives the price on there in little numbers. And so if you're curious, but that's why we spent that money. It's just because I had no idea. So yeah, and it'll take me a while to get it back. So we made the rounds in Lexington today. We didn't go very many places.
No. And it looks like it's been threatening rain all day, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah,
so.
It's a really ugly gray color. I love this time of year because the leaves and stuff like that. They're beautiful. They're so pretty. But it is the skies are so gray. We haven't seen any sun at all, and that's the part I don't like, because the sun actually just makes me happy to have some sun. But I was just in Walmart, and this lady walked up to me, and of course Kevin kept walking. But
I'm not taking or looking at anything people are holding out.
Well, she was holding out a card. I thought, this is just my honest thought. This is just 100% honesty. She was foreign. And I thought she was going to ask me where something was in the store.
I would have too, except I saw the piece of paper in her hand.
I thought it was her grocery. I thought it was her grocery list. I really did.
I thought so too at first.
I thought,
said, no.
oh, it's her grocery list, and she, poor thing, can't find something. So she hands me this card. She did have stuff in her buggy. I don't know what was in her buggy, but she did have stuff in her buggy. And she handed me this card, and it said something like, I have 6 children and no money. And I immediately quit reading, because I knew. I thought, oh, she's wanting a handout. And I just looked at her and went like that, and just kept walking on
anyway.
Yeah. And some people that are watching this, that hear me say that, will think I'm very cold and very cruel. But I'm not. Because if you keep giving money to panhandlers, and then when we left, when we got out into the parking lot,
there was like 2 people in the parking lot there.
Yes, and you could tell they were all together, and they had cornered some poor young guy out in the parking lot. But you have to know that you cannot, if you want...
Can't give it to everybody.
No, you cannot. You there's jobs available, period.
Tons of jobs.
There are so many jobs available, and nobody honestly has any excuse. There's no excuse because there are so many jobs. There's so many fast food places. And for me, I'm feeling like if she's able to go around Walmart shopping and ask for a handout,
And she was
from
dressed
people,
nice too.
yeah, it's not, yeah. Then she was able to get herself to a job. So that's just my feeling about it. Maybe it's harsh, but that's just how I feel about it. There's just too many jobs. Everywhere we go, they're short-handed. And so I just don't think there's any excuse. If you want a job, that there's no excuse for you not to have a job. But it caught me off guard. And Kevin said something about you would think Walmart would stop them, but then would you?
I said you wouldn't think they would want you soliciting money in the store. I said, but then again, Walmart's got Spectrum back there soliciting people constantly.
Yeah,
so,
they had 2 people back there wanting you to sign up.
luckily, they were talking and dancing to themselves, and they didn't bug us.
Yeah, they did not bug us at all.
Because if I could tell them my honest opinion, I'd go, "Are you kidding? I wouldn't give a Spectrum a dime of my money unless I desperately had to again in my life."
But
because they were the worst.
But isn't that what they have in like the villages?
Yeah, that's the only thing they have because they suck.
They have Spectrum.
They need fiber down there, like good fiber, like AT&T or Google.
It shocks me that we're talking about the villages in Florida. It's a whole huge community. They don't have fiber, and it's just it's very, very surprising that they don't, because there's so many people and there's so many YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers in the villages, and so it's surprising that they don't have something good.
If first of all, if they're really old, they just want the internet anyway. They would pay the money to get fast internet, even though they don't need it, because they don't know any better. If you're really old. And if you're my age and you're going down there, you want the fast internet. You want to be able to stream Netflix and stuff like that. Probably anybody under the age of 65 would want pretty fast internet, So
right.
They can make money if they went down there.
Well,
maybe it's a Florida thing.
That we've had panhandlers in Lexington. Now, I haven't seen any. Have you seen any in Winchester?
On the side of the road?
Yeah.
No, we did it one time, but
I don't think I have
they
either.
moved on.
So we've seen them in Lexington.
A lot.
One of Andrew's friends is a police officer in Lexington. And so I told Andrew to ask him. I said, ask him if why they don't do something about that. If, how they can get away with doing that. And he told Andrew that it is completely legal for them to panhandle as long as they don't come up to your car.
So if they sit on the side
and
until you wave at them.
Yes, and then once you wave at them, then they're allowed to come up to your car. But they should not. It is illegal for them to approach your car. And so I did not know that. I think it should be illegal, period. But that's just my opinion. And apparently it's really, really bad in other areas. So I guess we should be thankful that it's not worse here. But to get off that subject, because I'm sure that's touched a lot of nerves, but that, whatever. I heard something on the radio the other day, and Kevin did not hear it, so I want to ask Kevin's opinion.
Which is usual.
Yeah, I like to catch you off guard. Okay. A pregnant woman sent her husband to the bakery to pick up 2 items from the bakery.
Okay.
I'm just going to make stuff up, okay? So let's say I sent Kevin to the bakery and I wanted him to get me a raspberry-filled donut and a chocolate cream-filled donut, okay? And so he walked in and he ordered, he said, I want one of those and one of those. Well, they were one of them was the last one in the case. The raspberry, let's say, was the last one in the case. So right behind him walked in a mother and her little girl. And the little girl immediately sees it in the case because the woman hasn't gotten it out yet. And she's like, I want that one. Well, the worker proceeds to take it out and put it in the bag for this man because he's already ordered it before they got in there. So
yep, the kid would just be disappointed.
The kid starts throwing a fit.
Yep,
she started throwing.
Raise your kids better.
She starts throwing a fit that she wanted that, and that's the only thing she wanted. So the mother actually has the audacity to say to this man, I can't, she wants it, and will you let her have it? And when he said, no, I'm getting this for my wife, she said, I can't believe that you would basically be taking food from a child.
It wasn't, though.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you.
That's why I said that child needs to be raised better.
I didn't know what you would do. Kevin is such a...
See, I would immediately lie and say, no, this is for my 2 children. We're having to split it because it was the last one.
Oh, Kevin, would you really?
Yeah, I would. I'd say, I'm taking this to my children. I was going to get 2, but this is their last one, so I have to split it between them. So you're just going to have to live.
That's smart.
Else.
That's really, really smart. See, I don't think quick enough for that. But you know what? I wouldn't have given it up either.
No, because the kid needs to learn, life's not about getting everything you want sometimes. Sometimes you have to settle for seconds.
That's what I think, too.
That's why so many people feel so entitled nowadays.
Yes, I agree. And
giving kids everything they want, anytime they want it, of course they're going to fulfill it.
Right. So do you feel the same way about
Trust me, I deal with younger people in college all the time.
And you think they're very entitled?
A lot of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Awesome
There's
people
some, yeah.
There. But some of them are very, very entitled.
So what about when you're teaching your kids to play games like Candyland or Parcheesi or Monopoly or whatever? Do you think you should let them win a certain amount of times?
This is my opinion on it.
Okay.
When they're first learning the game, you can let them win a little bit.
Okay.
When they're first learning.
Okay. So they don't get frustrated.
Right.
Okay.
Because, if you beat them 4 times in a row when they're first learning, they're just going to go,
they're going to get to
heck with this. I'm not playing this anymore.
Right.
Because you're talking about little kids.
Right.
So you let them win a little bit at the beginning. And then you say, okay, so I think you understand how to play now. Let's really play. And you do it. I'm reading a Stephen King book where the guy plays Monopoly. The kids beg him to play Monopoly with them. And he says, I'll play Monopoly with you. Just know, I play to win. And these kids were young, probably like, I don't know, 10 and 12 or something like that. And he said, I'll play to win, and I won't let you win I won't give it to you.
I think that's good to give fair warning.
Yeah, it's fine. I told the kid, I'm playing to win, so if I win, don't get hard feelings. And of course he won,
My dad used to say, you wanted me to kick your butt in a game of Connect 4? Yeah. Or do you want me to kick your butt in a game of Rummy? And so, it was by him saying that, first of all, it's funny. But second of all, it's like he's letting me know that he's
really playing.
He's playing, he's playing, and he wants to win. And this is a competition. This is a game.
We used to write when we would play. Well, I don't know who started it, but we would whoever won the game would write in the board in the lid, such and such won, and put the date. Well, Andrew, I remember one of the I think it was Parcheesi or something. Andrew wrote in there, kick Pawpaw's butt, and then wrote the date. And I always thought that was funny because that was exactly what Papaw would have said.
Yeah.
Kick your butt.
And those, so
I think it's funny.
I've shown those before. I've shown the inside of the box.
Parcheesi's probably got the most.
Because it's sentimental to us. Because it has, who played who and the date they won or whatever, who they lost against. And so it's sentimental.
No, it's all about who won.
It's all about who won.
Yeah, there's no I lost to.
No, but it's about
I kicked such and such's tail.
Yes.
Or kicked their butts. Or
I tell you what else is neat, and I'm sure everybody has this. Yeah, this truck's going around because this woman's going she's been going slow. Maybe she'll speed up now. Maybe she'll realize she was going too slow. Something else that's really cool is when you get in some of those old game boxes and there's like pencils from the 90s, like Dare to Keep Kids Off Drugs, you know, those kind of.
That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, the pencil. You know, you don't think they have Dare in school?
I don't know. About that and the Smokey the Bear.
Oh, only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's still a thing.
You would think it would be, and I would think.
And the fire dog, well, I don't remember what his name was. Like Sparky the fire dog or whatever it was.
Oh, I don't know.
He was a little Dalmatian, wore a red fire hat. It was about fire prevention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what his name was. It could have been Spot. I don't know.
Yeah, this woman is going, she's going right at 50.
That's 5 less.
I know. That's the speed limit is 55, and just I usually go 60.
Most people do.
Most people do go 60 on this road, but I'm not going to be able to go around.
Can't go around.
No. But yeah, we have a lot of games. We have a lot of games that are sentimental like that, and now some I could give away right now because you know they don't mean anything. And how about him walking in the middle of the road? People are just crazy.
It's somebody walking earlier in the
It's somebody, yes,
on the way to Lexington.
Yes, you're right.
Now we're on the way back.
And usually we don't see that. I want to say thank you to Mike in Illinois. He sent us this personalized artwork. This one has Guido, our pug. And then this one has a Chapel, our tabby cat. I'll try to get a close-up. So thank you very much to Mike. He also sent us some peanut butters that we're going to be reviewing, some Bee Nutty peanut butters, and so that review will be coming soon. But thank you very much for this. So Ashley and I are both going to our first Kentucky game ever. We've never been to a Kentucky football game.
And it's the Tennessee game. It's
yes.
our rival.
So Ashley got tickets.
Well, you have to navigate. I don't know where to go.
We're going, remember, we are going around and around because Ashley has these directions on her phone. Well, the streets are closed. We're on UK campus and all the streets are closed. And
we don't know how to go around.
No, I think
they left.
Was this where the policeman was?
I don't know.
Well, no, people are going straight. So I think you should go straight through here.
No, they're all turning right. He's letting the bus go.
Oh, okay. So only buses.
Go left.
Yes. So it's a mess down here, and oh, I think you should go, actually.
I can't. There's pedestrians.
Oh. Okay, we called Kevin.
We got lost.
This parking garage. This is the way to the parking garage. This is scary as can be. We found our way to the parking garage thanks to Kevin because Ashley had it typed into, what is that, like GPS or something?
My map app. I don't know where to go. I'm just gonna follow these people.
Yeah, we do. And so Kevin helped us find our way here basically because
literally we didn't know.
Yeah, it was not helping at all.
Because it didn't log the closed streets.
Right. So it kept making us go around in circles.
And we don't know any better.
So we parked in the parking garage and now we're walking. So these are all people on the way to the game. We are playing Tennessee. So this is mine and Ashley's first game ever.
It's gonna be wild.
And I guess that's it right over there.
Yep.
That's where we're going. And so this will be a lot of fun. Okay, you ready? Okay, we got in, and I think we're gonna go to the bathroom real quick first, and then I'll be good. Here we go. Oh my gosh. We're almost here. We're going up the steps. I'm so freaking excited. Oh, I'm done. I have to do a lot of, several voiceovers during this because I'm not allowed to play the music. I was thrilled to death to be there. Ashley was thrilled to death to be there. This is Tennessee, and they're warming up, and I loved watching the cheerleaders, loved getting to see the cheerleaders up close, and they're just warming up on the field. This was the Tennessee end where we were sitting, and then Kentucky was warming up down at the other end. These tickets were given to us, to Ashley, free from a coworker. So the coworker has season passes, and she also pays for a parking pass. So she also pays additionally for pads in the seats. So not everybody gets a padded seat. You might have to bring your own cushion or something like that. We actually had a padded seat. So we got free parking. We got free admittance, and then we had a cushy seat, which was really, really nice. Ashley had the tickets on her phone, and so we were in a dead zone when we first got there. Right around all around the arena, it's like a dead zone for the internet, and so we had to. There was somebody to help in those instances, and she scanned a card, and it allowed us to have internet so that we could access our tickets and then get inside.
Kentucky Wildcats and SEC football. Now entering the field, the 2023 edition of the Sentimental Wildcats, led by drum majors Sarah Hayes, James Beckner, and Dorian Gordon. The University of Kentucky is proud to present one of the great university bands in America, the Anglo Nation, your University of Kentucky Wildcat Marching Band. And now one of the greatest pregame traditions in college football, here is Kentucky Pie. All right, Kentucky fans, let's hear it for the blue and white. Go! The Wildcat Marching Band salutes the greatest bands in the nation with On USA.
This is when they were introducing the players, and they're playing all kinds of beady music. And it's funny, they're playing like rap music and stuff like that during the whole game that these people, or me included, would ordinarily never be listening to. But in this atmosphere, it's really, really beady. And so you enjoy it. And I loved all the smoke they had too, all these effects.
Don't do this.
Tonight's Coca-Cola game ball is delivered by Zoe.
So here you see Tennessee coming out on the field. Tennessee ended up winning this night. They won 33-27. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter whether Kentucky won or lost. I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed just getting to go. On this night, I was with Ashley, and I enjoyed getting to spend time with her. If I had been with Andrew or Kevin or whoever, I would have enjoyed it no matter who lost. We had a really nice time.
Please welcome your UK next stage. Good evening, football fans, and welcome back to the field, your 2023 edition of the Sound of the Wildcats, led by drum majors Sarah Mays, James Beckner, and Dorian Gordon. Tonight, the Wildcat Marching Band features music by Two Leading Women in Music in our Women of Pop halftime show. We open tonight's performance with this 2023 pop disco hit from the movie Barbie. This is Dua Lipa's Dance the Night.